Hello everyone, this is Meir from the School for Self-Healing, and I want you to remember that we want you to ask from other people to watch our website and our videos, and that we will have a draw from people who will share with other people and will have like. We need more people to share for us to even have a draw. And we need your support, so support our work. So what I want to talk about is how people look at the body the way that they look at a machine. They basically think, well, machines break, the body breaks. As if the body is a biological machine that is destined to break. You're destined to do worse in your 40s than you did in your 30s. You're destined to do worse in your 50s than you did in your 40s. You're destined to do worse in your 60s than you did in your 50s. But it's interesting, these days there's a whole movement. They're saying 60s is the old 40s. I'm looking forward for the time that they'll say that 90s is the old 40s. And what I really think is that that is a very narrow viewpoint. We have our mind, and our mind in connections to every body cell that listens to the need of the cells and responds to the cells through deep inner awareness can change life. I'll never forget the story about the lady who wrote a book on nutrition just after the Second World War passed. You can say medicine wasn't as developed like today. And she died at the age of 106 when she felt that her work was complete. I'll never forget the story about the carpenter who went and prayed in the synagogue every day, and at the age of 97 he finished working. He still went to the synagogue in the last day of his life, lit 2 candles, went home, went to bed, fell asleep, and died. Well, and then I hear about all those people who take hundreds of medications, a tablet for this and a tablet for that, and everything that people were swearing by, they can see all the side effects of what happened, instead of letting nature help them and taking medications when needed, but only when needed. And they deteriorate and deteriorate. And all those people need to understand that awareness of the body is really the solution. So how can we be aware of our body? First of all, be aware of the incredible potential you have. You have muscles you never used. In the past, people used to climb trees, to climb on caves. They used to walk bare feet, where we even have problem walking with shoes. They used to have strength that we don't have these days. They have their problems, we have our problems. But the thing is that we neglected a big portion of our muscles, and at least 75% of the movements available for us. So to begin with, breathe deeply, breathe in and out through your nose, and feel movement you've never done before. How about stretching backwards when you normally move forwards? How about stretching sideways when we normally move forwards? How about moving your hands in a complete rotation? Moving your feet in a complete rotation? And how about listening to your body's needs? You see, you have pain, you take opioids, whether it is Vicodin or anything else, and you try to numb your pain. What a mistake. It leads eventually to so many secondary problems, and I would call them primary problems for taking those toxic medications, to weakening of your whole neurological system, to weakening of your vascular system. How about if instead of that, you will feel the movement of your body? When you have pain, start to feel which movement you have stopped. When I have even a slight soreness of my back, I take 2 tennis balls and I lean against the wall and roll them and loosen up my back. For example, I take these 2 tennis balls. How easy it is to deal with them. You can be at work, and while typing in the computer, you could move the ball back and forth from side to side and put pressure on it. This is the cheapest foot massage you can do with yourself. Not as good as a human massaging you, but because you can do it all the time, it could actually work for you very nicely. You could take those two tennis balls and put them from the two sides of the vertebrae. You don't touch the vertebrae, understand right? You should never touch the vertebrae, but you can bend down and you can straighten up. You can bend even more and you can straighten all the way. And in each place you can work. So for example, right here I can bring my knees, okay, one by one up. Right here I can move my arms from side to side. Right here, I can lift my arm up and down. Right here, again from side to side. Right here, when the ball's on my lower back, I can bring the knees one by one up. And after that, there's such a great sense of relaxation of the back. Working with us could be a lifetime change for you. It's very affordable to take our training course. Yes, we want to have practitioners who do our work, but I would say that more than 2/3 of the people who take my course are doing it for themselves. Even if they decide to become practitioners, first of all, are doing it for themselves. They breathe, they move, they want to have kinesthetic awareness, which is again a deep awareness of the body, an awareness of what doesn't move, an awareness of the nervous system. There's so many things that we can do with ourselves that we're never doing. And so the body is not a machine. Your connection with the body will put you in a good shape in your 90s and even early 100s. No, you're not going to be stronger when you're 100 than when you were 20. That's not going to happen. You're not going to do as well in your 70s as you did in your 50s. I don't claim that. But you do so well. You'll forgive yourself for a few forgetful moments. You forgive yourself for a few moments of pain or for a little bit decrease of motion, and you'll do the best you can do for your age. And all of a sudden, a 90-year-old looks like a 60-year-old. That's what's going to happen. And that is what we teach in our school. How to prevent the need for a doctor's appointment. So, I would like also to teach you what we do to each other. How we work on each other. Anytime that we hurt, we should not take a pill, but, for example, tap on our shoulder and visualize that the shoulder moves in rotating motion. Anytime that the neck hurts, we should stretch the back. Stretch it. Put the hands in the back of the head and stretch the back all we can. Anytime that we feel tight in our abdomen, we should massage it, responding to the body's needs. And anytime that we have a routine of exercises in a gym or at home, we should break that routine. If we always run forwards, we should also run backwards. If we always run backwards, we should also run sideways. Those are important routines. We should walk heel to toe. And we should always bend the front knee. We could focus on that. I found that many people can't really do it easily. So for example, a good way of doing it is to run forwards, stop and run backwards. Forwards, stop and run backwards. Forwards, stop and run backwards. And then sideways. This is a great thing to do. It's a wonderful hip release. It's a wonderful movement for the legs. And just doing it for a while makes the body feel much lighter. So again, I walk backwards. Stop and run forwards. I go forwards. I will go backwards. And forwards. You see, it becomes confusing, right? Forwards, backwards. And the idea is to try and not to stop anywhere, but to do it contiguous. And that starts to make the nervous system work better. See, so even a man in his early 60s, supposed to have a problem here and a problem there. Well, the problems accumulate when we don't learn to use our potential through movement. And when we start to move, we change everything. After doing the work I've done there, I can go on the trampoline and do some work on the trampoline. Now, most people, of course, I give them a chair to climb up, but since I'm young, in my mid-60s, there's no problem for me to climb up and relax enough that the trampoline pushes me up. It's a very nice feeling to relax this way after walking the way I walk, and to move myself and to stop any tension that may be in my body. Now, as I bounce on the trampoline, I developed a skill, neurological skill. I close my eyes and move my head from side to side. Now, the viewer may not understand how great it is, but give it to almost anyone and they start to fall all over the place, because without open eyes, they have no balance. But I do. Slight movement, and yet I can do it. And it's wonderful to look at this flower bed while bouncing. So I look at the flower bed and move from flower to flower and relax and connect between my eyes and my body. Now I'm looking at the flowers with my weaker eye. And while doing it, I'm bouncing. While doing it, I'm catching the ball. While doing it, I'm looking at the sky. And I'm starting to count different flowers. Imagine if I'm throwing the ball on different flowers and catch the ball. I'll take my glasses off and my vision is so much better as a result of it. My body loosens up and my vision is better. I'm climbing up the stairs backwards. That's allowing many more muscles to work. We don't ever advise for people to walk down backwards. Down, always forwards. And when I feel my way, I don't even hold the railing. But to all the people at home, please hold the railing. And I walk backwards, upstairs, holding the railing sometimes, sometimes not. And you can see how in my 60s I'm able to feel good with a great physical shape, because I learned to pay attention to every part of me, including my eyes, including my ears, including my body. And for the ears, there's so wonderful wind here. I plug my ears with my thumbs and breathe 6 slow deep breaths. And the hearing becomes way better, simply because I give rest to my ears. That after working on ourselves, it's nice to also massage ourselves. One wonderful person I want to massage is Chris, who works at this school. Lie on your back, Chris.
Here?
Is your head here? Good. And after loosening Chris's neck a little bit, bend your knees so you'll be flatter on the table. Loosening and lifting the head a little bit and relaxing it. I will first of all palm his eyes. The guy is in front of the computer for many hours, and palming of the eyes always helps. Brings energy from my hands to his eyes, and then massaging from the nose to the ears, from the bridge of the nose to the temples, nose to the ears, bridge of the nose to the temples, and massage and put pressure on the different protrusion we have here, putting a bit of pressure on the bridge of the nose and massaging here. Feels good?
Yeah, wonderful.
So in conclusion, sensing the body, responding to its needs, taking any ache or pain as an opportunity rather than as a problem, feeling limited movement as a challenge rather than a problem, and moving away from tension as a goal, instead of taking medications to feel comfortable, is the way to live for a long time. Yes, life will pull us up and down, but altogether it will be up as a result of the fact that we take good care of ourselves. It's a wonderful physical practice, has great spiritual element behind it, because we respect nature and we want to give our body what nature wanted to give us in the first place. The power of nature puts me in a great awe. Think about the wind that moves all the time. It sometimes is strong and sometimes it is stroking us. Think about the power of the sand that we step on, the power of the grass and its strength and how it's being rooted to the earth. The power of the waves that can destroy rocks with time. Think about all of that. And know that all that power is within you. And what you need to do is wake it up. Be open to it. Do it naturally. And be in awe of all the powers around you, but also those which are within you.